Welcome back to another Factually video. Before we begin with today's video, we would like to thank you for the support recently, and we've took to the comments section to see your feedback, highlight what you liked and didn't like about our videos, and also add to our list of upcoming videos based on the comments. We look forward to growing with you as a community and creating content for you to enjoy. With that said, today we are looking at the fascinating and strange side of celebrities and historical figures. Without further ado, let's begin. Napoleon, the French military leader and emperor, and Beethoven, the musical genius, both lived during the same time period. But what makes this connection truly intriguing is Beethoven's dedication of his Third Symphony, also known as the Eroica, to Napoleon. However, Beethoven later retracted this dedication after Napoleon declared himself emperor, as he felt that Napoleon had betrayed the ideals of the French Revolution. Henry Ford, the man behind the Ford Motor Company, revolutionized the automotive industry. But here's the twist. He died in 1947, nearly 2 decades before the iconic Ford Mustang was introduced in 1964. The Ford Mustang went on to become one of the most recognizable and beloved cars in automotive history. Next up is the story of Orville Wright, one of the pioneers of aviation. He and his brother Wilbur achieved the first powered controlled flight in 1903. But here's where it gets intriguing. Orville Wright passed away in 1948, 9 years before the first successful rocket launch and the launch of the first artificial satellite, Sputnik, in 1957, marking the dawn of the space age. Nicolas Cage, the acclaimed actor, has a unique plan for his final resting place. He's already purchased a pyramid-shaped tomb in New Orleans. Yes, you heard that right, a pyramid. Cage intends to be buried there after his death, ensuring that his legacy has an equally unconventional home. Morgan Freeman, known for his iconic voice and remarkable acting career, is also a passionate beekeeper. He maintains several beehives on his Mississippi ranch and actively advocates for beekeeping to combat the declining bee population. It's a lesser-known facet of Freeman's life that shows his dedication to preserving our environment.
So I have to feed them regularly.
So what do you feed them?
I feed them sugar and water. You give them 2 parts sugar, 1 part water, and put them in a feeder and put it into the hive.
Wow.
And what I've discovered is that I don't have to put on a bee suit or anything to feed them.
Mark Twain was born in 1835, the same year Halley's Comet made its appearance in the night sky. He lived a full life, but in 1910, Halley's Comet returned, and he passed away. Twain once famously said, "I came in with Halley's Comet, and I expect to go out with it." And he did. It's a celestial connection that's almost eerie. Walt Disney, the visionary animator, had an irrational fear of mice. It's quite the paradox, isn't it? He built an empire on a mouse but couldn't stand the real thing. A curious twist in the life of the man who brought the world the Magic Kingdom. Christopher Walken had quite the unexpected job at a young age. At just 16 years old, he worked as a lion tamer in a circus. Imagine young Walken, fearless and bold, commanding lions under the big top.
This particular lion was really more like a dog.
Despite the international acclaim and success of his films, Kubrick had an extreme phobia, a fear of flying. It's perplexing to think that a man who took us to space in 2001, A Space Odyssey, never ventured into the skies himself. He preferred to remain firmly grounded, and that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Kubrick's quirks. Teddy Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States. Now, you might know him as a statesman and a conservationist, but did you know he was an avid boxer? In fact, he regularly sparred in the White House itself. He was so enthusiastic about the sport that he lost vision in one eye due to a boxing injury. It's a side of Teddy Roosevelt that you might not have expected from a US president. Let's delve into the life of the legendary naturalist Charles Darwin. Now, we all know him for his groundbreaking work on evolution, but did you know he once had to make a pro-con list to decide whether to get married? It's true. In the end, he made a rather unconventional choice and married his cousin, Emma Wedgwood. Here would be a perfect moment to tell a joke about Charles and his decision, but let's leave it to the comments section to do its magic. Known for his brilliance and contributions to the field, Stephen Hawking had a surprising hobby: poker. Yes, you heard it right. Hawking was an avid poker player who frequently participated in poker games with fellow scientists and colleagues. It's a side of the genius that's rarely talked about. Now let's explore the mystique of the legendary musician and actor, David Bowie. You've probably noticed his distinctive appearance over the years, but here's the backstory. As a teenager, Bowie got into a fight over a girl and he was punched in the left eye. The injury left his pupil permanently dilated. That unique look became a signature part of his iconic image.
When I was about 12, 13 years old, I had a fight and I was hit in the eye. And it severed one of the muscles in the back, so it holds the pupil always open.
Yes.
So that's why it looks dark. It's really the same color, but it's just the pupil itself is large.
Yeah.
Let's unravel the quirks of the master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. The man behind classics like Psycho and Vertigo had an irrational fear of eggs. He couldn't stand the sight of them and wouldn't eat them. In fact, he was known to play pranks on colleagues using eggs to exploit his phobia. That's one unusual fear for a man who made a career out of creating fear on the big screen. Finally, we shift our focus to the Terminator himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This Hollywood action hero, former governor of California and bodybuilding legend, is known for his charitable efforts. But here's an incredible feat that's both heroic and slightly surreal. He owns an operational M47 Patton tank and once drove it through the streets of California to raise money for a children's charity. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.